Okay, so we're now back from running the car. We've run about 1 gallon or so, crashing a lot, jumping all kinds of stuff for no good reason. And I thought we'd check over the car and see what you need to do after running it for a while. Now, the first thing that you'll have to change is the air filter. We take the body off here. You'll see that the air filter is covered in dust. It's completely covered. If you look under the outside filter, it still looks good. But it's advisable to change the filter at this stage. So I would never wash an air filter like this. Just throw it away and replace it with a newly oiled air filter. Another thing you may have to change at some stage is the glow plug. It's a good idea to clean the engine. Use the air compressor, for example, blow some air to get all the dust and dirt away from around the glow plug. And then turn the car on its side and open the glow plug and replace it with a new one. The reason for turning the car on its side is so any dirt or dust won't be able to fall into the engine since it's sideways. Other things you need to do after running is check some screws. And if you've lost any screws, for example the engine screws, if you lose any of them, replace them and Loctite them well. So these are the main screws you have to check. These 4, you should always check that these are tight. And you can check all the other screws, but these 4 are the main ones that may come loose. On the other side of the car, the main screws again that you always need to be careful with and check are the 4 screws holding the engine in. 2 on this side and 2 on the other side of the engine. So these screws I usually check every time before I run the car. And actually you can see here, we've actually lost the pipe here, it's loose here. So what I would do is I just replace the pipe holder in its correct location, then remove the screw, and I get some Loctite. And basically you can use Loctite on any metal to metal connection on the whole car. And then I replace the screw. Make sure the pipe holder's in the correct place. And when you tighten on the RC cars, you can really just crank it down almost with as hard as you can. So Loctite on all the metal to metal connections and really tighten the screws hard. And every single nut and screw on the whole car, it's good to check from time to time. But as I said, anything to do with the engine, you should check almost every time before you run.